Hi guys, this is Nana Aquamania and I'm going to tell you guys about my new tank build. It's going to be a macro tank with a few mandarins and pipefishes. As you guys know, I had a 40-gallon reef tank before. It's the same tank, it's just that I've added a back sump. So I used a 6mm acrylic sheet which is actually matte finish, and the top part you can see the grill, that's the overflow, and the bottom is actually the return. And here's how I fixed it. I used a glass. As you can see, this is my overflow, so I had to cut that part, and this is my return. After that I glued it using silicone and I let it cure for around 24 hours. So after 24 hours, this is how the tank looks. I glued the entire thing to make it into a sump, and you guys can see it just has two chambers. One will hold the pump and other will only hold Cheeto. I'm not going to use any of the medias or anything, at least for like say 2 to 3 months, till the time the tank doesn't establish. Here you can see the return. It's a bit dirty because of the silicone, but I'll remove it right after say around 24 to 48 hours. This is the return pump chamber. The pump will be throwing in water into the refugium and it will be coming out from return. Just like 25% of the entire system, and I let it cure for like 5 days. This you can see, notice that I had to use an acrylic piece so that I can cover the holes, and it's easier to remove, so I didn't use glass, instead I used acrylic. So after 5 days of curing, I added water, and as you can notice that I didn't add water in the return pump chamber just to see if there are any leaks or something. And after 24 hours of leak test, here's how it looks. There was no water in the return pump chamber. There's water in both these chambers, but there's no water in the return pump chamber. And what I did was I also added a small piece of cloth inside, just in case. Sometimes the leakage is pretty slow, so you don't notice it. But after removing the cloth was completely dry, so yes, there were no leakages. So this is what I used as the return pump. It's Eheim 1000 liters per hour. That gives me around 6-7 times the water flow, along with Eheim pipe, and it's working great. I'm using it at full power. Here's how the tank looks. Now these rocks are actually live rocks. They are not dry. I cured them like for a month in my outdoor pod tank. I'm going to give you a small update sometime soon. You can see the water is flowing pretty well. Lights I've used is my DIY lights which I every time make. For sump I've used my old light which was my macro tank light, which I trashed it, and so far so good. I've tested and the nitrates and nitrites, everything are almost zero, and obviously ammonia is also zero. The tank looks good. I'm noticing a little bit of algae coming from here and there, and yep, I've had an issue with crabs. There were a lot of crabs with them, so I still have 1-2 crabs left. That's my Cheeto which I added. So hopefully within like a day or two I'll be transferring my mandarin to this tank, but my plan is to actually transfer my Pelimon shrimps or my peppermint shrimps first, and to see whether the parameters and everything is perfect. After that I'll be adding my mandarin. So far so good. Obviously there will be a lot more updates, and I still have to construct a few things like the top cover and stuff. Actually, I was planning to add a mangrove, but it's just that I've seen my mandarin jumping right out of the tank, so I don't want to risk that. So I will be adding a cover. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So if you liked it, please do subscribe and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you.